Isn't he Mexican?
Colombian.
He calls himself American.
What is this?
💏💊💂💍💔.
And in this corner, it's the American Anchor Baby.
Daddy's home.
That's an offensive term. People find that hurtful.
You mean it's not politically correct? Excuse me. I'll use the word anchor baby. You know, he's an anchor baby in Canada.
Tell him we still rolling with Trump, too.
Anchor baby, the whole thing sounds horrific. You're just making it sound like immigrants are these horrific, greedy people.
Ustedes pueden aceptar mi negocio o aceptar las consecuencias. Plata o plomo.
So you would be considered white, in my opinion.
You the blackest one in this room.
I think so.
And what happened was his mama got pregnant on the other side of the border, and then a few hours before, just before it was time for him to pop out, she jumped across the border and let him fall on American soil. So he became the anchor baby. You don't call him the anchor baby for nothing. Amazing.
We like this anchor baby, right?
What's up, everybody? Welcome. I'm the American Anchor Baby. You're watching my show. Thank you for joining me. Dang, it happened. Big stuff going on. Seems like big things happening, yet at the same time, nothing. But big things in the horizon, right? Trump, the border. Seems like we're coming to a point where something's got to give. Something has to be done. So we're going to get into some of that today, as well as your calls, 888-775-3773. I'm live on Rumble, rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. And yeah, American Anchor Baby here on YouTube, Gorgonzola on Twitter. Oh, thanks, James. Got some stuff going on in the background, making sure all the cables are plugged in. So, all that, housekeeping done. You can follow me, subscribe, all that. Okay, and call me. But we're going to get into this, the greatest witch hunt. The greatest witch hunt of all time, as President Trump calls it. We'll get into that a little bit, kind of go over the timeline a little. Which has been covered before. I'm sure you've heard it, but I don't think it got covered today on the network. Not at least like the timeline of it, of the whole Jean Carroll thing against Trump. I like the idea of filling in any gaps. So I'll give you guys the rundown, a little reminder where we at, because it's significant, in my opinion. And we might get into some stuff later too. Trump's CNN town hall meeting today. That will be, I believe, today. Yes, CNN. He'll be having a town hall meeting. Let me make sure. Trump's CNN town hall. Today. 5 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern time today. So we're going to watch it later. So make sure you're subscribed and you join me later. We might take a little flight, too, while we watch the town hall, do a little coverage on that. So make sure you join me for that. Right? So anyways, I got this right here. Let me open up with this. Because I mentioned this, I said this about Tucker Carlson before. It's been in the news, right? He got fired or left Fox, and then now he's going to be doing a new show on Twitter. So big things coming for Twitter. Looks like Tucker and Elon might have something up their sleeve. They might be working, they might be colluding to bring you the truth. You know what I'm saying? So they'll be doing a live streaming thing. Maybe we should get this show, Jesse's show and all that, on Twitter. I mean, we already stream on Twitter, don't we? I heard that there was no streaming on Twitter, but I believe we stream daily on Twitter, the JLP show. So anyways, they'll be doing that. Tucker's doing that, okay? And I said this before. because there was people in my chat, some of you guys, some conspiracy theorists in the chat, basically calling the guy controlled opposition CIA, and I said something like, we'll see if he stays silent or he just finds another way to bring the truth. And hey, so there you go, conspiracy theorists. You can't keep a man down, as JLP said. So stay tuned for that. We'll see what happens with that. Will Twitter continue to be, as the trend seems to show, a free speech place? I mean, it's just looking better and better on Twitter. I heard Alex Jones is back on Twitter. Is that true? Oh, I don't know. Googling it says Elon Musk says he'll never reinstate Alex Jones. I guess not. I guess it's not totally free, huh? Not all the way. But there was this video that also kind of went viral. It was Tucker explaining in less than a minute, explaining why Democrats are pushing for mass immigration and amnesty. Do I have it? Tucker.
At the most basic level, the news you consume is a lie. A lie.
So, I'm gonna have to talk to the board operator after. That's ridiculous. Here
are the numbers you need to understand. Yale University released a study last week by 3 researchers, all of them liberal, I believe, who concluded that the actual number of illegal aliens in this country is not 11 million, it's north of 22 million. 22 million. Fact 1. Fact 2. The Democratic Party is now, as a matter of policy, calling for the legalization of all illegals in this country. Citizenship, voting rights. 22 million new voters. Fact 3. The overwhelming majority of first-time immigrant voters vote Democrat. Fact 4. The largest margin in American presidential history was 17 million votes, 1984 election between Mondale and Reagan.
And Reagan, yeah.
17 million. You would add to our voter rolls 22 million, at least, permanent electoral majority in perpetuity. That's what this is about. It's not about making the country better, serving our labor needs, helping the population. It's about putting Democrats in power forever. That is the truth of our immigration debate, period.
Period. Pretty based, right? I mean, 22 million. Wow. Are they still saying that number? I've heard that for as long as I've been paying attention, and that's not that long. And from what I could tell, they've been saying 22 million for a very long time. Yeah, I think it's a way higher. He did say at least 22 million, right? 22 million. Always saying that. And that's crazy how so many come in and vote Democrat. I mean, that was a bit of a topic on the Hake Report. And it's you know, they were talking about Muslims and how many come here and end up voting Democrat. And you hear this too. These natural conservatives, people of certain backgrounds who you would think would appreciate traditions like family, etc., end up voting Democrat. And that's a bit of a it's a bit of a head scratcher. Like, why, oh, why would these people be different? And I might have a little bit of insight on that, just a little bit. You know, I grew up in Canada for a large part of my life where, well, diversity, I think, in many ways is a way, I'd say, accelerated. They have a different history and different amounts of people and different amounts of immigrants and at what times they came in. But the ideology and ignoring of norms, cultures, traditions of the people already in a nation kind of is, I'd say, accelerated to a much larger degree in Canada. And so growing up there, I remember specific times when large amounts of very foreign people came and started showing up in my school, stuff like that. And I remember having conversations as a kid too, younger with them, because at the time I was even a little bit Christian because my family was. I hadn't quite rejected it. And so I would get into discussions with some of the Muslims, for example. And they mainly, I remember them talking similar things about the golden rule, whatever. But I also remember growing up and seeing a lot of these groups really just be about about themselves, about their immediate family, about their immediate standing and status. Okay, what I'm trying to describe here is how, they're about the hookup. I've heard Hake describe it like that. I just like that term, but it's true. About the hookup. And that's not really what the decent kind of original culture of Canada is. Everybody waits in line. I've mentioned this before about, for example, the healthcare system. And it's like a, I guess, socialized healthcare? Whatever. It's the government provides healthcare in Canada. And there are increasing stresses on the system that's made wait times much longer, etc., for patients waiting for treatments, ranging from just checkups to specialists, which could be years before you're seen fully by a specialist. Anyways, everybody waits in line. They wait their turn. But I remember immigrant groups, friends, family, pretty much show off. What I'm trying to say is the word is, brazenly kind of speak openly about how they jumped the line, gamed the system. I called ahead and gave a sob story and got it. You know what I mean? Different mentalities of society. They're just plainly different. You can see it when you go into their areas in Pacific Mall, Canada. Pacific Mall, where all the Asians were. It was you would get a different total vibe, culture, how, even the way of doing business. But you would barter at Pacific Mall. You wouldn't do that anywhere else. But if you went to Pacific Mall, you would actually barter with the shopkeepers and like argue about price. Just different. So it shouldn't be that much of a surprise, right? 250,000 to 500,000 per month. Holy, definitely more than 22 million. Jeez. But anyways, Trump v. Carroll, reality upside down, ignoring of reality. Look, this woman, Jean Carroll, Jean Carroll, American journalist, author, advice columnist. Her Ask E. Jean column appeared in Elle magazine. So this lady basically came on the scene in 2019 with an article on this publication, New York magazine. And it was this article titled E. Jean Carroll accuses Donald Trump of rape. It's in this article where she describes the alleged rape that Trump committed against her, right? But what's amazing is in this article, she describes how her whole life was basically full of situations like this. The article starts off, my first rich boy pulled down my underpants. My last rich boy pulled down my tights. And she describes how that last rich boy ended up being the president of the United States. She goes on and describes multiple scenarios like this. Like, you got to wonder, if this keeps happening to you, call me a victim blamer, but what are you doing wrong? Guess I'm a victim blamer. But it's in this very article where she describes basically, she describes how Trump sexually assaulted her at a Bergdorf Goodman department store in New York City. Okay, and there's details here how she describes it. No need to describe them. She uses not lunchtime, not 12 o'clock language, 12 p.m. language. But in this very same article, she says, there's a part where she's asked, do you have any photos or visual evidence? She writes, Bergdorf security cameras must have picked us up at the 58th Street entrance of the store. We would have been filmed on the ground floor in the bags and hats section. Cameras also must have captured us going up the escalator and into the lingerie department. New York law at the time did not explicitly prohibit security cameras in the dressing rooms to prevent theft. But even if it had been captured on tape, depending on the position of the camera, it would be very difficult to see the man unzipping his pants because he was wearing a top coat. The struggle might simply have read as sexy. She says herself. It could easily be mistaken for sexy. It could easily be mistaken that I was okay with the interaction and found it sexy. That's the subtext. And it goes without saying, that moment on that Anderson Cooper interview that was wildly viral. She describes rape being how some people might see rape as sexy or something like that. Anderson Cooper visibly bothered by the whole interaction. Anyways, that's like how it came down, right? It came through the media, and soon became a court case, 2 court cases, in fact. 2 separate ones, I believe. I have a jumble of notes here. Yeah, the name of 2 related lawsuits. Okay. Okay, so I found this very interesting, this insight by Michael Tracy on Twitter. And he describes one situation, even sharing this verdict image here of the verdict form. And it's about the jury. They were asked about sexual battery, and here it says, did Miss Carroll prove by a preponderance of the evidence that Mr. Trump raped Miss Carroll? Says no. Says no here. Mr. Trump, they're asked, Mr. Trump sexually abused Miss Carroll. They say yes. In this same form, the number 3 question is left unfilled. But Michael Tracy explains how he describes the discrepancy in the threshold of what the jury finds admissible and as credible, okay? Because he points out how Jean Carroll, who's been claiming that, for years that Trump had raped her, full-on raped her. We're talking full-on. But this Manhattan jury ruled against that specific claim. And so, yeah, Michael Tracy here just describes this very, very interestingly. How is it that a jury can take this woman's testimony as fact, as a credible testimony, what she herself says in that very first article? Do you have any photos or visual evidence? She says basically no. She says the department store has confirmed it no longer has tapes from that time. So she doesn't even have the department store tapes. No sales attendants, witnesses. And of course, the not coming forward for 30 years. Imagine that. Being just accused after decades and having that be a standard of justice. So, despite all that, the jurors believed her, but the rape part they don't believe. So I thought that was interesting. From Michael Tracy's Twitter, very apt analysis on that. But take this in too. It's like another pillar of reality keeps crumbling. I say this in this language. It might sound a little, a little superfluous, but you got to see kind of like the grand game being played. That's why like transgenderism too synergizes so well with everything going on. It's like the denial of visible plain realities has created like a sort of fever dream state where people who can even see the truth, okay, this woman decades later, that's the standard of credibility that we're going to use to I think they're saying $5 million too for this double case. It's supposed to be this sexual battery charge and a defamation because Trump said this lady is lying. So this denial of truth and all that, you got people where people could see that. They have to lie to get along with the crowd. They have to lie to keep their jobs in media. stuff like that. Like, in what world is that woman's testimony considered credible enough to put your fellow citizen, either in jail or whatever? And also, Me Too, the whole Me Too thing. Think about this. Where did, the Me Too thing start? Remember that? Remember the whole, that drum, that starting up? For me, it was, that movie director guy. Harvey Weinstein? For me, it was then. It might have been before, but for me, it started kind of then. Ramping up, and that was the whole fight for a bit. Oh, this is a slippery slope. What's next? We're just going to believe all women if they just accuse someone? And a lot of the talk at that time was, yes, you should believe all women. # believe all women. But just consider this for a second. We're here today. Trump getting pretty much charged. Was it Trump? Was it charged? That's bad. I haven't done my homework on this. Yeah, Trump found liable for battery and defamation. We're at this point where they're finding him liable for this. And so so then what was done all the way from then? Since then, did the GOP do anything? Did Christians, anybody, any of all this talk and fighting, did that change anything? It doesn't seem right. Like, the train was rolling down the tracks and there's nothing to stop it. And we were like, it was almost a meme. It was a joke. No one's going to be put in jail just because of an accusation. You know what I'm saying? Like, what a upside down focus. You got the GOP there going after Biden with something. I saw it on Hake Report. James Comer, Biden crime family tried to hide over $10 million. They had Nancy Mace in some televised thing, or just a big show. I see it. It's like, are any of you waiting? Like, are any of you really waiting on any of these Republican committees to do anything? Like, for example, what was it? The weaponization. There was this committee. It was like what was that guy? Jim Jordan? Weaponization of it's like a committee these people started. Weaponization. The select subcommittee on the weaponization of the federal government. And because they're saying, the federal government has basically been used, parts of it, the DOJ or whatever, has been used against conservatives and Christians unfairly, and we're going to investigate that. What's going on? I just saw a report, too. Chase, there was 19 state attorney generals here say J.P. Morgan Chase repeatedly debanked religious conservatives. Is there any real push or movement in the GOP to make that illegal? You can't debank people like that. So I don't know if anyone's weighed in anymore, because it doesn't seem like it. Like anything's happening. So we'll be covering the Trump CNN town hall later today. I'll try and stream around 4 p.m. I believe it'll be around 5 p.m. my time, 8 p.m. Eastern for the town hall. We'll go live. We'll cover it. We'll do our thing. A couple of other things to cover as well, I think. Should be fun. Take your calls too if you want. Speaking of calls, I got Nathan, Illinois. Go ahead, sir. You're on the air.
Hey, Nick.
What's up, man? Go ahead.
Hey, bro. I just bought a steak. I'm grilling it right now. Guess how much it cost?
How many ounces?
It was like a pound and a quarter.
Maybe $32.
Oh, shoot, 20. It's probably like that in California, but I was pretty blown away.
Yeah, 20, huh? And what kind of what are we talking here? What cut?
Ooh, a heavenly T-bone.
Okay, nice T-bone.
Yep.
Can't go wrong.
Yes, sir. Got to feed Nathan.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about food and supply chain and stuff, and that.
Yeah, bro. I
think our supply chain and our foods, like our food stability, is worse than people think. Not to be a fear monger.
I would not doubt that.
Yeah.
It's the Globos. the show. Anyways, I was saying Hitler was a Christian yesterday. He most certainly was not. Forgive me.
Oh, you were saying he was?
I was speculating he may have been.
Oh, okay.
But he's definitely. There's no way.
Oh, you're saying he's no way?
Yeah.
And why do you say that now? Why do you switch on that, like, out of curiosity? What made you see it differently, I guess?
The Holy Spirit.
What do you mean? What do you mean? The Holy Spirit tell you something?
Yes. Yeah.
What did the Holy Spirit say?
That's between me and the Father and Jesus.
Did he tell you Hitler's not a Christian?
Yeah, basically.
I don't know if you're playing, man.
It would also make sense because, there's Nazis, neo-Nazis today, and they certainly aren't Christian.
And what makes you say that?
Violent, hateful.
Ah, well, certainly.
I'm talking about
hateful
in Ukraine.
people. Certainly hateful people. That
In
doesn't
Ukraine.
sound Christian. Oh, what about Ukraine?
The Nazis in Ukraine.
Help me understand what you're seeing here. I don't know if I'm seeing it.
I've seen all sorts of things on social media with Ukrainian soldiers throwing up the Roman salute.
Ah.
So there.
But wait, I just want to know, because one thing I like to do is, how do we know what we know? So.
That's just my belief.
Oh, okay. But Roman salute, I don't know what that tells you.
I don't know. And also there's memorabilia and such things. I've seen a lot of pictures. And on that note,
okay.
Yeah, just and Art, thanks for checking me on that. That was humbling. Yesterday he called in and checked me a little bit. Appreciated Art.
I noticed, Nathan, the other day there was another caller. It might have been, I forget his name, but he shouted you out as well. Did you notice that right away you hooked up, teamed up, and you know what I mean? Someone shouts you out, you right away you're right on team up mode.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Am I making sense?
Yeah, true. It's better to walk alone.
But anyways, what do you want to say? Go ahead.
So did you see Putin's World War II memorial speech? Celebration of victory?
What happened? No, I didn't. World War II.
Dude,
Putin.
You should check that out.
Putin vows victory.
If we're here in 30 years, I'm certain that will be a highly memorable speech.
Really? And what got you going about it?
Just he called out the evil that's within America and the West in general, and fearlessly he did so. And he commemorated American soldiers who fought tyranny, Chinese soldiers who fought tyranny, and Russian soldiers who fought and died, and he was just honoring them. And yeah, I saw a lot of. I think he's an admirable man for sure.
Yeah, many Russians, from what I could tell, they like Putin. Yet I hear criticism saying, "Oh, how can you believe that?"
That's what we hear in America.
But I don't know. I'd find it hard not to admire. Just seeing how he speaks and tries to be a leader for the country.
Yeah, as he should. Anyway,
I'm trying to read some of this here. I'm trying to see if I could pick out a moment from his speech. I'll have to check it out, man.
Yeah, I recommend the listeners check it out too. It's on Twitter. You could just look up Vladimir Putin World War II speech. Any
one thing you could pick out for the audience that you could talk about?
Shoot, nothing's coming to me. But
all right, man. Well, appreciate it. Thanks, Nathan.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
No problem. All right, take care. All right. Just trying to check out chat here. Oh, what's up, Teresa? Welcome. All right, y'all. That's like that's like all I had. I was gonna just go live later for the Trump thing, but I thought, you know what, I should do 12, talk to the people a little bit, and promote. It's hot in here, and promote this later stream where we can cover Trump. I wonder who's is there like a moderator? What's going on with that town hall? I heard Tucker was supposed to moderate something. Or is it that just people wanted him to moderate something? Who is moderating? The event will be moderated by CNN's This Morning anchor, Caitlin Collins. Can we get a hand for Caitlin Collins? What the heck is she up to? I don't think I quite recognize her. They got a lady. But I hope he's taking, questions from the audience. I hope he's taking, like, a diverse range of questions. Should be interesting to see. I'm partly the reason why I want to do this. It'd be nice to do Nick Stream again and some content, but we're kind of at a decisive point. It feels like that, doesn't it? I'll watch those feelings, but it feels like we're at a decisive point. I mean, the border, this Title 42, they have a countdown here on they have a countdown here on Fox, okay? It's a countdown in the bottom right corner. It says Title 42 ends, and I have like a little timer. It says 1 day, 8 hours, 27 minutes, 43 counting down seconds. It's hard to like, it's like, you got to watch emotions, Because part of this is like, just like good TV, you know what I mean? I can see a producer just going like, yeah, get it counting down. It'll be great. It'll get him going. But it's significant, you can't blame me. It's significant with this ending. All sides, everyone's saying it is free for all at the border. And there's just no surviving that. It's like Trump's got to do something. That's pretty much it, no? Like Trump's got to do something or we get 3 million people a year. Plus, which is a lot of people that will definitely change this place. Teresa, Nick, concerning reparations, who is going to get it? They didn't say all blacks. Is it only the 8 that are passing the bill? Well, Teresa, it's supposed to be, if you're talking about the reparations in California, yeah, that might just be in San Francisco, in California, for now. So don't worry, Teresa. Don't worry, Teresa. The bag's coming your way. Don't worry, Texas. Don't worry, Texas blacks. You'll get your reparations. It'll be a wave. I'm not. That's so black-pilled. I'm being black-pilled right now. Someone turn on the fan. Well, thank you. The fan's on now. I'm feeling a lot better. So yeah, we're at a point. I think I want to deal with some interesting red pill stuff too later. You might know some of these alpha males on Twitter and the internet. They're talking about men and women again. Have you heard of? Oh, yeah, everything is fake. I know who that is. That's, is he the writer for Revolver? Darren Beatty? I think they run that. Don't they? It's cool that you're all here in chat. I'm going to take a call here, and then we'll wind her down. It's a short show, y'all. Like I said, join me later. I got JC, Little Rock, Arkansas. Go ahead.
How you doing, Nicholas?
What's up, JC?
I know you caught the tail end of Joel yesterday, and a lot of people were saying that.
I know I caught the what?
Away.
The tail end?
The tail end. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you caught the tail end of Joel Friday's show yesterday, and a lot of people were saying that I ran away. I didn't run away.
So you're coming in to defend you're coming in to prove them wrong?
No, I'm going to call on Tuesday to do that. I was calling
nice.
I want your opinion because I actually haven't on your opinion on my little nickname for you when I call you 𝒏𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔.
Oh, I remember that. Did you like super chat or was it on Hake Show or something like that?
It was on Hake Show.
You called me
last
Yolanda
week.
who again?
Saldivar.
You know, I have to point this out. JC, I find that funny, first of all. That's quite funny. She's basically, you called me that because she's the nurse or the lady that she murdered Selena?
Yeah, she was the president.
Selena.
Yeah, she was the president of Selena's fan club.
Right.
And was such a big fan that nobody else could have her. She took away that beautiful soul. And I call you Yolanda because both of y'all are very shameful to the Mexican community.
So, see, it's so backwards what you're saying. Like, shameful to like how? You don't know me. You're talking like you know me.
No, I don't. Let me just go off the words that you said.
You just don't like what I say.
Oh, I don't. Like, I'm not going to deny that. I don't like none of the things that y'all say at the Bond Network. But
to call me Yolanda Saldivar, this person who murdered someone. Like,
yeah.
I get you're being cute. I get it. You're being cute. I'm just trying to. Look, what I'm trying to say here is that the connection is weak, okay? Like, if you had a better insult or I'm just trying to up your game, okay? Because your connection is because I'm like some kind of Hispanic, and because this woman murdered her, so she betrayed someone, and you say I'm betraying because of what I say. You made some weak. You got to just try a little better, okay? That's not bad.
Oh,
though.
You want me to?
Yolanda Saldivar is okay.
You heard the reasoning why, though, right? Because literally, she is the one that, like, disappointed the Mexican community in such a big way, and so do you. Literally, like, what were you saying yesterday?
Why do I want to impress the Mexican community?
Yeah, you don't care about them. You would rather call ICE. That's what you said in your Fallen State interview that time.
Oh, did I? Oh, yeah. I said something like, so you saw the Fallen State interview. You've been following.
Oh, yeah. You
can't help yourself.
I do my research. I do my research on you all. There's something a little bit scary about Bond, and I've been doing some research about y'all.
Okay. All right, JC.
I'm being nice today, I promise. I'm being nice. I'm also going to say there's something very funny about you all because I literally laugh for hours on some of the content.
Okay.
Well, but I do want to finish. I do want to finish.
I don't know why you have this. What's it called? You're feeling bad for the Mexicans or something? Are you feeling bad for them because?
Look at what you said.
What is it that I'm saying here that's so betray? What am I betraying here? Why are you feeling like this?
To paraphrase what you were saying to that racist Mark the other day, when you said you understand the white plight.
For sure.
Understand
you don't?
The white plight. The whites being victimized? No, I don't. I'm a black man. I don't see whites being victimized. I see humans.
But you're a black man. You're a black man commenting on a allegedly Mexican person betraying people. But you're not Mexican.
Are you alleged?
You're not allowed to talk about that.
Are you alleged?
I'm not Mexican, man.
Oh, I don't know. I know you're like Canadian or something, and I don't. I'm not going to say that A word because I haven't did my research.
Have I betrayed the Canadians too? You have a weird view of identity and where what that means to you.
Yeah, y'all call me weird on identity because I love myself and I love my heritage, and Jesse has trained y'all to not love yourself. That all thoughts are.
But what did I say? That's so. You still haven't told me what I said. That's got you feeling so much for the Mexicans because you seem to feel a lot. If the chat says something, you need to call in. If they call you, if they say you ran away, you gotta show them that they're wrong by calling in on Tuesday for Joel Friday. It seems like you're subject to what people think about you.
Well, I'll say this. I know how to defend myself. I know how to defend myself. If people are saying defaming things about me, I'm going to call in and defend my character. And that happens a lot. And so this is also still a national platform. But when do we defame your character? When have I ever defamed your character?
You're the
were
one
talking
saying
about, like,
you're the one
people in
saying
the
that I
stack.
betrayed the Mexicans. You still haven't told me what I said.
You literally said the call ICE thing. You can't remember your
But
own
they're
things,
illegal.
But I can.
But they're illegal, like Trump said.
But they're illegal. Okay, so you think it's okay for people to have their families taken away, for children to be put in those freaking cages and have their parents taken away just because they're wanting a better opportunity?
So ICE. So wait a second. You're saying ICE is putting. So you're saying there's a family of illegals in America. If someone were to call ICE on them or ICE catches them, they just throw them in cages? They separate them and throw them in cages? Is that what you believe?
They put some in cages. They put some in foster homes. They're still separated.
No.
Families.
You believe that a family of
mine.
illegals, if they're caught by
Is it
ICE, they get
okay
separated and thrown
what
into
is
cages?
wrong?
Is that what you believe?
I want you to answer my question, and then I will answer.
No, I asked you a question first.
I think I asked
I'll answer
mine
your
first.
question
That's what I'm
after.
saying.
I'll answer your question after. Do you really
Hold
believe
on.
that illegal families who are caught by ICE, they just get separated and thrown into cages?
Yeah,
the ones that are already
was
here.
The news for like
The
a
ones that
couple
are
of years
already
ago,
here?
especially.
You're just repeating buzzwords. You're just saying things that you heard, like separate them and putting them in cages. You're just saying
Don't y'all do
things.
the same thing when y'all report the same news article?
No, you're
Y'all
not reporting news,
dispute.
JC. I'm just trying to point out that you're not quite aware of what you're even saying. You're not even aware. You're not even. No, just hold on. You're not even aware of the exact words you're actually using. You know what I mean? Like you're just kind of picking them out of your head because you heard putting them in cages, and you don't really know.
But because I saw the
What if
news
they just get
reports.
deported?
What if they get deported and have to go back?
And by the
That's
way,
going
you're
back to-
forgetting they're here illegally.
Okay, so this is America. You know, you've heard of Ellis Island. This is the land of opportunity. This is going back to my question. What's wrong with people coming here for a better opportunity? That's what this land is for.
That's not true. You're saying that's what this land is for? This land is for that reason, for other people to come here for a better opportunity?
I tell you, this network makes me want to drink.
But
This
why do you say
network
that that's
makes
what
me
this
want
land
to
is
drink.
for? I want to answer you what's wrong with that, but first I want to understand why you believe that that's what this land is for.
The land of opportunity, the land of the free. You don't.
But why does that mean? Why does that mean? Like in your head, why does that mean anybody can cross over, and break the law and come over? Let's start with that.
And break. Oh my God.
Is it,
okay, so.
Well, why are you so incredulous to that? Is it against the law to come over the border illegally? Yes or no?
You really just believe that
Yes or no?
everybody should stay.
Is it
where
illegal to
they're
cross the border?
supposed to be.
Say that again, JC.
You really just believe that everybody should stay wherever they're supposed to be in whatever country, no matter
Yes.
how horrid it might be.
Most of the time, pretty much, probably 99% of the time.
I'd like to answer your question. I'd also like to try to
But you're going
ask you another question.
Sure, and I want to answer your question, but first you got to just follow conversation. Is it illegal to cross? Is that against the law to cross illegally like that? To cross the border? As of today, in America, 2023, is that against the law?
Sure. Yes.
So then how?
It's
Tell me,
illegal.
how is that connected? You're saying the
How is it
land of
connected?
opportunity. This is the land of opportunity. How is that equal? How is that then logically equal? Let them break the law and come in.
Because there's obviously a reason that people are risking their lives to try to leave these third world countries to try to come to America and help their family and help themselves.
So are you saying?
Yes.
So are you saying that the laws are wrong? That the laws should be changed?
Yes, I am.
And the
I
laws
think
should
there
be changed to what?
I mean, I feel like there should be a better way. And yes, I know we have ways where people can become legal citizens.
And when you say
and
better
everything.
ways and better laws, you're saying what? The law should be changed to what then?
I'm not a political candidate.
Are you
sir.
saying?
I'm
But you're
just-
here saying. But you're here saying that this is the land of opportunity. Why don't you want more people here? And I'm trying to have a logical, clear conversation about one. For example, this aspect.
Jesus, this Jesse,
the
have y'all
law.
go through
Hold
law
on.
school training through? Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
JC, you gonna talk to me or not? We're gonna do this or not? Are we going to just say something in the middle of what I'm trying to ask you here?
I'm listening to you, and I'm
Thank you.
trying to give answers.
So then what do you propose then? You're saying, I'm asking you, you're saying, oh, yeah, this is the land of the free, the opportunity, people should be able to come over. So you agreed when I asked you, you don't like the laws then. They should be changed. They should be changed to what then? Should they just all be allowed to come in? There should be no border laws at all. What are you saying should be done here?
What's your suggestion?
Close it up. No more. That's enough. No more, because this land was not created as for it to be this treasure chest that everybody else could come here and just grab out of. And you say you make it sound all nice by saying to come here for a better life. If they didn't have a better life where they're coming from, what makes you think they're going to come here to get it? All they're going to do is come here and just have more stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you're saying doesn't make sense, and you haven't quite thought it out all the way through from what it sounds like. Are you vaping?
Am I vaping?
Yeah, it sounds like you're vaping.
No, I was briefly looking at the chat and stuff. I need to turn my phone over because I can see people like actually still saying things. So
all right,
I don't know how y'all.
No problem about chat. You can ignore chat. Call me back when you have like I guess your response on how you think the border should be handled. Okay, it doesn't sound like you quite thought it out quite through yet.
It's not, but I'm going to give this response and stuff. Like I said in my closing arguments, America is still the land of the free.
How do you know that? What makes you say that? How do you know it's the land of the free?
Excuse me, Nicholas. Aren't you doing what I was just doing by interrupting
It's my show, baby.
Speaking?
Okay, go ahead.
I am not your baby. Have a good one. Praying for y'all. Bye-bye.
You don't want to finish your statement? All right, bye.
Tell the bar job man I say.
Oh. Sorry, JC. My bad. Troy, Los Angeles, you're on the air.
Oh, what's up, Nick? How you doing, man?
What's up, man? All is well. Thank you, sir.
I just came. I thought I'd jump out of the chat so I could come talk with you.
Cool stuff.
That last call, I was pressing you, man. You getting pressed up in your own show.
I'm pressed. I'm sweating, bro, man. I'm like, can an anchor baby just have a show? I mean, come on.
Yeah,
it's like
just because you're an anchor baby, you came to. It's not cool to not like you just because you're Mexican. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, JC, you're a hater.
Hate it. You're hating. I will say this before I get into my point. If you allow me one quick thing, I'll say. A lot of people in that scenario, I totally get feeling frustrated with the whatever ruling class, the regime, as we call it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I always try to do it. It's funny how people who want to complain about politics, right when you get down to the what is your proposed solution, it's all of a sudden I'm not political. I'm not a political person. I don't get to vote on it. I always let my friends and myself, you know, ask yourself if you were dropped into the Oval Office tomorrow to be president, if you even have enough people you trust that you could call to build a cabinet, let alone an effective cabinet. So I get it. Politics is like, it's difficult for the average person to just accept that, like, it's not as clear cut as your emotions might be.
Such a good point, man. It's like you're just saying things that you've heard at that point. But go on.
Well, it's just emotional, right? We're all emotional. It goes in all directions, right?
Fair enough.
The reason I called was the person that was talking about the reparation stuff and Gavin Newsom in California. And I've seen all the posts, you know, the Twitter posts of all the white people need to get out of California now. Again,
I have a friend who talks like that.
A lot of fear stuff. And then what was the other one I like? We got to do something. Somebody better do something, which is very woman kind of thinking. You have to act. Doesn't matter if it's a good decision, just act. But funny enough, I literally, as you were saying that, I saw a headline come over one of my news apps from Fox News. California Governor Gavin Newsom declines to back reparations checks. Says slavery's legacy is, quote, more than cash payments, which I think is so beautiful. Great politics. Well, we can't just give you cash, man. Slavery is so much deeper than just $1 million check.
Newsom is a Chad. Newsom has a Chad. You know what I'm saying?
All of a sudden, I love Gavin Newsom.
Dude, I'm telling you, Newsom's a Chad. He's like totally like regime, like says all the right things for the regime and all that, but he's also keeping their he's also watching out for their bottom line.
Of Gavin Newsom's
Exactly.
money, right? His donors. I think Gavin Newsom was put in there by the
money stays with the whites. Sorry, what?
I think the Guggenheim family might have been the one that put him in, but I might be wrong. The people who have the really fancy museum up over the coast right there by Malibu. Yeah? I don't think it's the Guggenheim. It's a different museum, but he has big like art liberal money people that put him in, and there's no way he's going to sign reparations checks, bro. That's not. Where do you think that's money? That money ain't coming from you and me.
No, heck no.
Exactly. But that's the point. The point I would say is, and then I'll let you keep moving the wheels and stuff, is
thank you, sir.
The point is you can't get emotional about politics, headlines. And if you do, right, you have to check your emotion. We talked about it at church. Don't let something that goes across your timeline get a reaction out of you immediately. That's what it's designed to do. And if you react, you'll end up like the last caller who's probably means well, but is just so frustrated with the way that they up and down all day. That's not how. There's no way to live, and also that's not how politics works. Things don't just happen because people want them to happen. Everything moves slow, and most of the time it doesn't work out. So just focus again, right on what's in front of you. Don't worry about all that other stuff unless you have a concrete solution. Maybe just stay out of it.
Yeah, man. Deep, there it is, man. Deep stuff. In fact, I want to comment on that to end the show, and you reminded me of something I wanted to say. But very true, man. What's right in front of us. And it's like if you don't know, if you knew what to do about XYZ, about the media lying about race, or this or that, if you knew, you would be doing it. And
exactly.
And the fact that you don't know and you're not doing it is not something is not a negative, but it's just the reality of your situation.
And hey, to the other point, right? We can only gauge people's sincerity so far, in that like their actions follow up with their mindset, right? So if you know better, right? The only third option there is if you know better and you're not doing anything, well, then I don't need to hear your griping. I don't need to hear your solution really, because you're not effectively doing anything in your own world. So I have to stick to me first before I go for someone else's solution. So yeah, know better or don't. But you got to act on it one way or another, in a way that is positive, I would say, to your life. Worrying about politicians is not going to save your life.
Yep. A little bit of masculine wisdom there, JC. Just calm down a little.
All right, man.
Right on, Troy. Thanks for that.
I will let you do your thing, brother. Have a good day.
Moving the wheels, sir. Appreciate that. Call me again. All right, y'all. So, yeah. So the media lies about race. So they're putting Trump, they're charging him $5 million for this everything but rape case. So you can't trust elections because of whatever you may think why, and whether how true that is or not, I don't know. But what are you going to do? This is not a admittance of defeat. No. It's just that you're just way ahead of yourself. For anybody who's excited about the news, and excited means like positive and negative, like you're nervous or you're worried. It's all kind of forms of excitement. For all those people, or people who have fear, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. And if you knew what you had to do about it, you would do it. So why not calm down, slow down, and deal with what's right in front of you so that should the answer come on what to do about it, the country, you'll be ready for it. And it'll be real, it'll be genuine, because you grew into it. Right? Okay, y'all, that's the show. Teresa, I'm not going to get to you. Call me later when I stream for the town hall. I'll be taking calls. We'll do other things. Other than that, that's the show, y'all. Appreciate you being here with me today. Join me tomorrow, Thursday, for another American Anchor episode of American Anchor Baby. And that's that, y'all. Again, follow everybody here. The Hake Report, Joel Friday, and of course the OG, the great JLP. Peace, y'all. Catch you later.